Hello everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to another Assassin's Creed Empire discussion video. This is one of those videos that we do normally on a Monday where I just kind of talk about Assassin's Creed Empire and something that I'd like to see in it, and I discuss it, and we just have a good time, and it's a bit of fun. So, I apologize for this video possibly being late. I've been a little bit obsessed with No Man's Sky recently, and my sleeping is a little bit off, so I wake up at 3 in the afternoon, and then there's not enough time, and the editing and making the content, it's actually a fucking mess. But thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll try and fix it soon so we can get the content out on time. I'm gonna probably grind videos today, so I have some set up for the week, so we're all good, and then I can sort out my fucking sleep. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's open this video where we're going to be talking about the combat in Assassin's Creed Empire. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So, for the combat in Assassin's Creed Empire, there's a couple of different things that I want to say. I've touched upon it before with things where I made a video on the customization and weapons and stuff like that, but I haven't really talked about the exact combat that I want to see in Empire. So, starting off with what I think works for Assassin's Creed combat is kind of what we've seen before. So, I think the combat that works really, really well is the Unity style combat. Now, I get that not a lot of people like the Unity combat. Personally, I didn't like it at first. I've kind of warmed to it, but it isn't great. It's very glitchy, and I don't mean I want them to just use Unity's combat, because it's a bit messy and a bit fiddly, and I don't want exactly that. But what I mean is, in Assassin's Creed in the past, we have had, attack, dodge, counter. Counter was normally a counter kill. However, I think counter shouldn't kill the enemy, but stun them and do a bit of damage. So there were other Assassin's Creed games like Revelations and Brotherhood where you had special types of guards like the Janissaries and the Borgia dudes that had the rifles. I forget what they're called. But they couldn't be killed with a counter kill. It would just do a bit of damage and take off a quarter of their health. Still was kind of easy and wasn't too difficult to get through because you could just shoot them a bunch of times. But in Unity, they kind of took that and made it onto every guard. So when you did a counter, it wasn't really a counter, they called it a parry, but it was basically a counter. And what you do is you would, if you landed it perfectly, you'd deal a bit of damage, you push them back, you would stun them for a little bit, and then that would give you a chance to attack. Now, I think certain upgrades, and if you string together a combo long enough, then you should be able to do counter kills directly. But I think two games that pull off counters pretty well are Shadow of Mordor and the Batman Arkham series. So what they do is the combat's very kind of similar to Assassin's Creed in a sense, is that you do attacks and you do dodge, but also when you get someone to attack you, a little thing appears above their head like in Assassin's Creed. You'll hit the counter button, and what will happen is you'll stun them, you'll do a bit of damage, you'll push them back, get them away from you to continue your string of combos. And I think that could work kind of well for Assassin's Creed. Now, it's very, very possible that we could have different combat playstyles. So imagine having heavy weapons. You could take the combat from Assassin's Creed 1, and that would be your main combat, is counter killing, but it would be very, very slow, and taking on a lot of enemies at once could prove difficult. However, if you go for a quick playstyle, you could get similar to that Batman Arkham combat. So you string together a bunch of combos, you're killing people, opening, wounds in them here and there, attacking them. And then, you pull off a counter, knock them back, continue your combos. You can take out a bunch of people at once, moving quite quickly. Or you could option for the normal Assassin's Creed combat with, a sword or whatever, and stuff like that. What if they had these different combat types? So you can, you can have quick, which would help you for stealth. You could have heavy, which would help you as a brute kind of character. And, then you can have the normal combat with just a sword or whatever. And you could kind of combine that with your armor sets. So, if you want light armor, heavy armor, kind of add more of a depth to it and kind of personalize your armor and weapons to your playstyle. And that will give you different combat abilities. Now, I don't know exactly how that would work, whether it would be weapon specific or whether it would be skill tree specific, or depending on just how you play the game in general. I feel like if you play the game in a certain way, then that's just how you play the game, and the weapons and armor and skill tree abilities will help you with that playstyle rather than making you play that playstyle. Because I don't want to just grab a dagger and be like, oh shit, now I have to play this playstyle. I might want to play stealthy with a massive, sword or something. That would be something that I could possibly do. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments going, in ancient Egypt, they didn't have swords, they had fucking rocks and shit. And it's this is a speculation video. I don't know anything about ancient Egypt. I'm not qualified. I only know Assassin's Creed. Please don't hurt me. Those are the kind of things I think could be interesting in Assassin's Creed Empire. And I think having these different skill abilities could work really, really well. And I think something that would be really cool, and maybe not as in-depth, but it would be way better than the skill tree we had in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and especially Unity, because that wasn't even a fucking skill tree. What was that shit? We could have a similar skill tree system to Skyrim. Now, if you don't know what the skill tree is like in Skyrim, you have these different sets of skills. So you have like light armor, heavy armor, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, sneaking, pickpocketing, all this different stuff, and then you upgrade certain abilities within it that give you abilities within the game. And I think that could work very well for Assassin's Creed. They used a very similar skill tree like this in Watch Dogs 1. I'm assuming it will return in Watch Dogs 2. You had the hacking, driving, and gunplay mechanics, and you could go into each skill tree, and you could pick skills for that type of skill that you wanted to upgrade. And I think that could work for Assassin's Creed. Imagine having one for sneak, imagine having one for social stealth, one for light weapons, one for heavy weapons, one for light armor, one for heavy armor, you know, one for pickpocketing, one for like eavesdropping, one for free running, and you could upgrade these different skills and it would make you a better assassin over time, and you could choose which skill tree you want to put your time into, and that would mean that your playstyle and combat style would complement your skill tree selection, your weapon selection, and your armor selection. So you could really play the game however the hell you want, and then adding in black box missions that are completely open, very similar to Hitman or possibly like Shadow of Mordor, is where you get an instance in the world, there's your target, do whatever the fuck you want. There's no, like, there is probably some kind of, you know, opportunities you can take, but you find them and you work them out yourself, because in Syndicate, the black boxes didn't work to give the player choice. They gave the player 3 choices and you had to pick them, because there wasn't really too much choice, especially when your target's inside of a building. Very difficult to do it any other way than just running in there or choosing one of the options the game has given you. So having these different options of skill tree and also combat selection to complement the skill tree weapons armor would really work with the black box, because imagine that, how cool that would be. And you get to play the game a different way when you play it another time. You know, you can play it as a brute one time, you can play it as a stealth guy one time, you can play it as, you know, like a normal guy another time. You can kind of just mix it up and play it however you want. Possibly you could play ranged, you could play, you know, just with a bow and arrow, you could play like with throwing knives, you could try and be ranged, you could try and play with just your fists instead of playing with an actual weapon. You know, all you have is your hidden blade, you have your fist, you go in there, you be as stealthy as you possibly can, and I think that's pretty awesome. There's so many different ways that you can play the game, and I think it's just the amount of opportunities they have with this game to make it fantastic and feel like a fully fleshed out next generation Assassin's Creed game is amazing. And this could be the resurrection of the series. It could be, you know, the Assassin's Creed 2 in a way, where it brought back everything from AC1 and made it way better with a new game. This could resurrect Assassin's Creed, bring everything that we know and love about Assassin's Creed and bring it properly to the next generation. Like the way Watch Dogs 2 feels like a sequel to Watch Dogs 1. It feels like this new Watch Dogs game. Doesn't feel like a different game. It feels like a Watch Dogs game, but you can see it looks upgraded. And hopefully this game, with the reintroduction of loads of different like combat styles, social stealth, and an open world that you can easily explore with different assassin tombs, that would be awesome. There's just so many possibilities to make this the best Assassin's Creed game since the Ezio trilogy, and I am so excited to see what they do with this. Honestly, the hype is fucking crazy. I was talking about this with Tyler on the Kill Connor Club yesterday. If you haven't already watched Kill Connor Club recently, go check it out. It's on my channel, episode 28. The fact that there are so many channels covering a game that doesn't exist, and we have brought together the Assassin's Creed community based on a game that doesn't even exist, is fucking incredible. And I think it's insane to see growth and, you know, the amount of support and shit for these videos, and the way that people are just so hyped, and the game doesn't even exist. We don't even know anything about the game other than one leak. It's insane, and I just think it's awesome to see that the Assassin's Creed community can come together and just come up with all these crazy ideas, and we basically forged a game for ourselves and we know nothing about it whatsoever. And I do hope Ubisoft, you know, are watching these different videos and they're taking notes, because we know what we want, right? We know what we want, and we just want to get it. That's what we want. We want a really good Assassin's Creed game. And even though I talk so much shit about Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't be sitting here right now making this video if I didn't fucking love the franchise. Because Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite franchises. It always will be. I love it. I love it so much, even though I talk so much shit about it. That's just because I love it so much, and I just want the perfect game. I want it to get back to what it was, where it was amazing. And, you know, if I just praise everything about Assassin's Creed, they're going to get absolutely no feedback, and it's not going to allow them to make a better game. So I try and pick out all the bad stuff, and I'm just like, guys, here's all the bad shit, improve it. And honestly, I love Assassin's Creed, don't get me wrong, I love it. And it's insane to see the fucking shit that we're talking about with Empire when the game doesn't even fucking exist. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smack that like button because that'd be absolutely amazing. Comment down in the comments section below. Let me know what you want to see from the combat in Assassin's Creed Empire. Leave me topics to do on these little discussion videos because it's always helpful to know what you guys want to see. I don't know what video we're doing tomorrow. I'll have to think of something because I kind of have things for every day, like Monday's discussion, Wednesday's Empire wish list, Thursday's quick lore, Friday's a gameplay footage thing like I did with Unity 2 weeks ago, and then Tuesday, I don't have anything. And Sunday, every other Sunday is Kill Connor Club podcast, which is an Assassin's Creed podcast. It's great. So I'll think of something for tomorrow, guys. Leave me suggestions in the comment section and tweet it at me because it's easier to see it when you tweet at me. Link in the description to that. Thanks you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
And the wolves kept tumbling down, raining fire from above. Great crowds charge over the hills, but the city's had enough. But if we turn and fight, does it almost feel like we will never fall? And if we unite, we can take this fight straight to their castle wall.